Hey, boys and girls. This is a book called 3 Hens and a Peacock. Do you know what a hen is? What about what is a peacock? What do you think makes a hen and a peacock alike and different? Well, I know they're both birds, but I have a feeling this story is going to tell us what makes hens special and what makes peacock special. Oh, look at the hens. They do not look very happy, do they? Wonder what's bugging those hens. Let's read and find out. 3 hens and a peacock. Oh boy, look at those beautiful feathers. 3 hens and a peacock. Ooh, this is a pretty good indicator where our story is going to take place. Not at a zoo, but at a farm. I've never heard of peacocks going to farms. Have you? I've only seen them at zoos. All right, Mrs. Beagle, time to get your glasses on. Things were quiet on the Tuckers' farm. The cows chewed their cud. The hens clucked and pecked, and they laid their eggs. And the old hound stretched out on the porch, watching and listening. And once in a while, someone would stop by to buy tomatoes or corn, maybe a quart of milk. Nothing ever happened here. Nothing unusual until, look at there, something's coming out of the box. What do you think is coming out of that box? We've already got the hens here. Did you guess it might be the peacock? Let's see. The peacock showed up. The hens and the cows and the hens and the hounds all kept right on doing what they've always done. But a peacock had never lived on a farm. He had no idea what to do. So he spread his fancy feathers and he set out to shrieking. Eventually, the peacock wandered down the road, and the cars whizzed by, and he shook his feather, and he cried out in his loudest voice. And of course, people stopped and took a closer look. Look, they're even taking pictures. I wonder why they're taking pictures of a peacock. Well, I'll tell you something. If I went by a farm and there was a peacock there that was looking so beautiful, I'd probably take a picture too, because I've only seen a peacock at the Milwaukee Zoo. Day after day, more people stopped to admire the peacock, and they bought tomatoes and corn and eggs and milk, and the business on the farm was booming. Look at all those tomatoes they're selling and eggs. Everybody seemed so happy to have visitors come by. Do the hens look happy? There was trouble brewing in the hen house. The hens were squawking and clucking and flapping their wings. We do all the work around here. I'd like to see that peacock lay an egg. Yeah, he struts around and screaming. I bet Mr. Fancy Feathers thinks he's so important, more important than us, laying all the eggs. That lazy peacock gets all the attention. Uh-oh. That noise is coming out the window, and look who's listening. Whoa. How do you think the peacock is feeling when he's hearing what the hens are saying? Why are those hens so mad? Do you think they're a little jealous that the peacock's getting more attention? Well, the peacock did hear every word, and for days and days the peacock moped and moaned and groaned and said, I guess I'm just not very useful around here. Said the hens, and they ruffled their feathers, and the hound stretched and slowly raised his head. Well, Peacock, why don't you stay here and be useful, and why don't you hens take that glamorous job down there by the road? Well, the hens began clucking to each other. That's a wonderful plan. It's a simply fabulous idea. Ladies, we could fancy our feathers and nothing but our brightest beads and bangles and bows. And we'll stop traffic. You know we can. We'll strut right best of them. And then Peacock perked up. Let's do it. Tomorrow I'll stay here. I'll sit on a nest and I'll cluck. And we get to be all gussied up, said the hens. It'll be so glamorous. Well, at sunrise the next morning, the hens just strutted down the road. And the peacock went to the hen house and he poked his head inside. And the hens flocked by the road waiting for a car. And then when they saw one coming, they clucked and squawked and flapped their wings. And the car just whizzed on by. Every car whizzed on by. And the peacock sucked in his tummy and he wiggled left to right and tried to squeeze through. And his front half was in, but his back half was stuck out. And down by the road, those hens just tried every chicken trick they knew, but no car stopped. And finally, the peacock made it into the hen house. He held his breath. He pushed it. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't lay one single egg. Well, why do you think those cars weren't stopping for the hens? I mean, if I saw a chicken on the road, I don't know if I'd stop. Maybe I'd stop if they had like a necklace on, like in the book, but I probably wouldn't stop. But a peacock? Ooh, yeah, I would. Because peacocks are really pretty. And the hound stretched out on the porch and he listened. What's the peacock doing in the farmhouse? Said Farmer Tucker. Who knows, said Mrs. Tucker. What are the hens doing down the road? Why aren't they up here laying eggs? Well, the way things are going, we're not going to have anybody buying eggs today. And we need that peacock down the road stopping the cars. The hens were all clucked out. Every one of their feathers was out of place. What a day. We couldn't get one car to stop. It's true. They didn't even slow down. And the peacock met the hens, and they trudged up the road. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not very good at laying eggs. I'm just not meant for it. I get that. I put on my stroller strut, and I couldn't even stop a single car. I got to hand it to you, Fancy Feathers. Your job is harder than it looks. And all the hens agreed, and the peacock looked relieved. So the hens marched back to the hen house, and the peacock strutted to the road, and the hound stretched out on the porch, just watching and listening. And then things were quiet again on Tucker's farm. Uh-oh, here comes another box. So why do you think that the peacock got so much attention? If you got a grown-up sitting next to you during this story, or maybe a stuffed animal that you're sitting there with, do you think it's because the peacock was rather unusual to see? Maybe the peacock was so pretty to see, that's why it got more attention? Why do you think those hens were so mean? Well, I think the hens were pretty mean because they were jealous. And that's a big word. They were jealous that the beautiful peacock, that people were stopping and taking pictures. And nobody was taking pictures of the hens. That's a hard thing sometimes, to be jealous. It's not a very good thing to be jealous. I think what they learned in the story, the hens and the peacock, is that you need to be happy with the things that you do well. What did the peacock do well? I think the peacock did a good job fanning out his feathers and stopping the cars and making sure they stopped at the farm. What did the hen do well? Do you remember what they were doing? They could lay the eggs. Could the peacock lay eggs? No. Could the hens spread out their feathers beautiful like a peacock? No, but they were both super important on the farm. Now today, boys and girls, is going to be something different. We're going to do some writing about reading today. I'm going to start you out with a sentence frame. Here's what the sentence frame looks like. I liked the because I'm also going to put this in our lesson plan today. So you can either say, I liked the hens because, or you could say, I liked the peacock because. This is called opinion writing. Now, I might say I liked the hens because they were so good at laying eggs. But maybe Erica might say I liked the peacock because the peacock was so pretty. When you do your writing today, I would love it if you could take a picture of it and send it to me so I can find out if you like the hen or the peacock better. I want to find out your opinion today. Write it in your journal, any piece of paper you want. Bye, boys and girls.